Right. Hi. Thank you so much for joining me. We are now recording. So, for any members out there who haven't met me yet, my name is Kirsty Melmond and I am the treasurer for the SATAA. And I'm joined today by Simphiwe Mahlanyana. I know him as Sim, and he's one of our members and actually one of our like part of the SATAA team, which we'll chat about in a moment. But hi, welcome, Sim. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Kirsty. And yes, Mahlanyana, well done for saying that. Whenever you see a sound combination in my language, people go, oh my word, mouth gym. So I'm glad you got it right. Thank you.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, basically this is just a chance for the members to get an idea of who you are and what it is that you do. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So my name is Simphiwe Mahlanyana, but teammates, colleagues everywhere, people call me Sim. And I was born in Guguletu. And then I grew up in Langa. And at the moment, I'm battering myself in Mendeley, which is all in the Western Cape. And yeah, I'm a middle child. I've got an older brother and a younger sister. And yeah, very excited about life. And I like having conversations with people who come from different backgrounds with different experiences because I like learning new things and I like to engage with people on different levels of life. So pretty much in a nutshell, that's Sim.
Hmm, cool. And you do quite a few different. You wear a few different hats professionally, don't you?
Yes, correct. So I am operating as an administration training and development freelancer. So on one day I'm teaching Xhosa at an independent school here in Cape Town, and quite recently I started lecturing personal development for a school under GSB, and I also work for Cielago, which is founded by Layo, who's also was the secretary before you here at SATAA, and I'm also a licensed TIF provider. I also project coordinate for a handball organization that works here in South Africa and Kenya. And recently, I've started doing some admin for the Functional Fluency International, which with headquarters in the Netherlands. So yeah, it's on a week I do 100 things, and by Friday I'm like, okay, I really need to wind down and wear one hat, which is being a son to my mom or a friend to a friend. And so, yeah.
Gosh, yes, I can imagine your weeks are very busy. And on top of all of that,
Exactly.
you actually help us here at the SATAA. So why don't you
Mm.
tell us a little bit about what you do for us, or with us?
Yes. So I mostly help SATAA with Mailchimp campaigns. So all the newsletters that go out, I'm the one who's behind that. All the webinar notices that go out, I'm also behind that, even on Facebook notices. And then a bit of a background thing is that obviously every year, because we are an NPO, listen to me saying we, but we are an
A part
NPO.
of
So
us.
exactly. Exactly. So the NPO law is that every year you need to submit a report to sort of look at your organizational standing. So I assist Kirsty with that. So yeah, I'm very much in the background, but yeah, most of the stuff I do is out in the open, but people just don't know that it's me. So
Mm.
yeah.
Which is
Mm.
why I was really excited to get the opportunity to chat with you and to share this with the members because I think it's such an integral role that you play with us. And yeah, I think often, when you're doing that behind the scenes stuff, sometimes it might feel a little bit thankless or like no one really knows that you're putting all this work in. So I really just
Mm,
want to take a
mm.
moment to acknowledge you for working really hard and helping us out. It's a it's for such a small organization, we're surprisingly busy with lots of stuff going on behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
I know me
Mm.
personally, but the rest of the executive committee as a whole are so grateful for the help that you provide us. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's my pleasure.
So, what was your introduction to TA? How did you come across TA?
So my colleague Layo, I do admin for Cielaco, and then she started being a member of the SATAA, and then she joined the board. And so a little bit of some of the administrative duties that she had, I took over. So I was reading a lot about TA 101, TA 102, TSTA, CTA, and all these terminologies. And I was always confused. And then once she asked me, would you be keen to do a TA 101 training with Karen? And I said, I think it would be nice to sort of know what I'm writing about, because 95% of the times I had zero knowledge about what I was writing about, what I was doing admin for. And I think it was 2018. Then I had a TA 101 with Karen. I'm here in Cape Town, South Africa. And yeah, then it was a revelation for me. In fact, it was a start of, I used that as a reflective tool for both my personal and my professional life. So yeah.
Mm. And so what was the biggest impact? I always find it interesting when people first meet TA, there's always like, it just sparks something and changes their life so profoundly. So yeah, what was the biggest shift for you personally?
Personally, and I suppose sort of professionally, because my personal life does affect my professional life, considering that I'm a freelancer and I work with people. I don't have a strong relationship family-wise, and especially with my siblings. And I was in the middle of looking for something to sort of get it right, to sort of make me be confident in my relationships. And when I met TA, especially life positions, that is my life positions really is my way of life. I've struggled firstly to understand life positions in reality. So at the TA 101 training, it made a lot of sense. But when it was time to practice, I was confused. I wasn't sure, and I was still angry, with the relationships with my family. I was still anxious. I was still all over the show, and I invested a lot of my energy getting deep and learning more about actually what do these life positions mean for me as an individual, but also for me as a colleague to a professional person I work with. And it's interesting how I've been able to, even though I will argue with someone, even though I will want nothing to do with the person, I'm still able to wish them well. I'm still able to look at their life and see positive and see light. It's something I've struggled with from a young age, because in my culture, we don't celebrate successes. We focus more on failures. So if you fail, that's what people talk about. If you succeed, nobody congratulates you, because if you congratulate someone, it's almost like you are singling them out and you're making them shine. And especially in a home where we're three, I've got two siblings. So if someone did something amazing, my mother would have to sort of speak to them on one side and say, well done, whispering, without feeling like she's belittling those. So from a young age, it's this learned behavior that I was angry, because whenever I brought my report home with a pass, it'd be good to do well next time. But like, no party to celebrate, no bragging to neighbors, nothing. And so when I met this tool, it was a tool I used to let go of those angry feelings and all those unnecessary feelings that hold me back. And at this point, I'm able to celebrate life even when I'm not feeling the person is right for me or the situation is not right for me. I'm able to want them to thrive at life. And that's exactly what I've done. These past few days have really been hard for my family. And I remember saying this over the weekend that, you know what, I really wish them well. I really wish they they find a good job. I really wish they get married and get a big house and just succeed in life. Even though I know relationship wise, it might not be fixed, but I'm happy for them. And for me to say this now, I wouldn't have said that 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I would have been, I don't know, this interview wouldn't have ended well. so so my biggest impact for me was life positions, and using that as a reflective tool. Whenever I feel like I'm getting into the wrong window, I always invite myself back into the I'm okay, you're okay window. And that's really been a revelation in my life.
Gosh, it's so beautiful. I love the reminder you've given us that you can be okay. You can feel uncomfortable and you can still be okay. And you can
Absolutely.
feel, those unpleasant emotions and you can still be okay. And that's just
Absolutely.
such a valuable thing to know and to practice.
Mm, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, sure.
Mm.
Thanks for sharing. So let's bring it to a close. And I was wondering, is there anything that's kind of surprising or quirky or something about you that might surprise our members that you'd be willing to share?
I am a singer. Surprise! So apart from all these professional hats that I wear, on weekend I convert into being a musician. So I'm a singer and I do everything. I mean, I'm a costumista. So one day you'll see me in a costume and you won't recognize me, and then the next day you'll see me as Sim. It's yeah. In music, I have an alter ego. So there is a Sima in music, which is probably way different to Sim that you're chatting with now, because Sima is wild in your face and he likes to challenge the societal norms. You know, the fact that a girl needs to dress this way, Sima challenges that. If a girl wants to dress that way, go for it. I'm all about that. So yeah, that's it. I'm also a singer with a career that goes as far back as 7 years. So I self-launched my music career 2013, and yeah, so far so good.
I love that. Challenging the being average is awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks, Sim. I think, yeah, I think that's it. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that I haven't asked you about?
No, I'd just like to thank SATAA for giving me the opportunity to meet TA, firstly. And after having met TA, being part of the admin staff, understanding what's going on behind the scenes before it goes out to the people, it just makes me be in a good position because I know what's next. And yeah, it's just a good feeling. It's a good affirmation for me to know that I'm part of this amazing team with people who are so diverse and yet have one vision. So thank you so much to everybody, to Karen, to Alex, to Andrew, to you, to the ex board members, and to each and every SATAA member. So thank you so very much.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's what I love about this. It just feels like a family. It's a community,
Mm,
so much more.
yes,
It just feels like a safe
yes,
place.
mm,
Cool.
definitely.
Well, thank you
Awesome.
so much. And
Thank you.
yeah, we will this will be included in this month's newsletter, which will be out soon. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you to you, Kirsty.